San Rafael was established as a city in 1874. The needs of the community have grown and changed over time, but our critical facilities, built 50 to 100 years ago, have not changed much with the community. They are outdated, do not meet current seismic safety standards, and lack the infrastructure needed to install modern technology. The city is conducting a study of the most critical facilities to determine what is needed to redevelop these buildings. Here are some of the challenges. The San Rafael Fire Department does a pretty good job meeting the needs of the community, while working out of buildings that are outdated, lack modern technology and seismic safety. But what if they couldn't respond? What if a major earthquake would cause a fire station to collapse? Who would ensure the safety of you and your family? Here are some reasons why this is a likely scenario.
We're standing out in front of San Rafael Fire Station number 1. The main part of the station, where you can see the 2 apparatus doors, were built in 1918. As you can see, the clearance here, the engine actually doesn't fit. It can't come straight out. If it were to come straight out, obviously this whole side of the engine would get hit. So they have to come in at an angle. It's a slow maneuver going in and out. And the reason is that there's no room on this side of the apparatus to get in and out. So this is so that the driver or the engineer, as we call them, can get in and out of the apparatus. The door opening for the station is very small and was made for fire engines in 1918 and not in the year 2008. The doors are original doors. These were put in when the station was built in 1918. They're wood with glass pane, and they're mechanically operated. We generally keep them open during the day because they're slow to open. At night we close them for security reasons.
This is fire station number 2 in the city of San Rafael. This station was erected in 1957. There have been very, very few, if any, upgrades or any real maintenance that's been done over those years. Now we're standing in the front part of fire station number 2. This was a dedication plaque that was put on the station in 1957 when it was actually erected. One of the things we can see that since that time there's been, again, very little maintenance, if any. You can see there's numerous cracks here just above the foundation, numerous cracks up on the wall, and again, major concern for a catastrophic event, especially when we're supposed to be the ones providing the emergency coverage. So major concern, and again, no seismic retrofit whatsoever on this station.
And this is inside the apparatus bay at Station 1. We're looking at the spiral staircase that takes us up in the living quarters for the station. This is the only stair access up and down for the living quarters. This is the original electrical supply for the station from 1918, and it's still in use for the upstairs primarily. In a modern facility, there would be a designated area for decontamination. That's a key part of controlling contamination, is to have a specific area for that. Obviously, it would be much larger and would be specific use, much controlled access.
We're standing outside of fire station number 2. This is our training tower that was erected roughly in 1957. Once again, keep in mind that this particular facility, again, is on a slab foundation. It's over 50 years old, and no seismic retrofit whatsoever to this building. One of the major concerns we have with this particular structure is in the event of an earthquake, or just if it just completely disintegrates, it will block the engine from actually even being able to exit to the street for the need of a 911 response.
The San Rafael Police Department is located in the basement of City Hall. If a major earthquake were to hit, the building could fall, cutting off all communication to the public and jeopardizing the ability to respond to a crisis. Police operations require sophisticated communication technology. The current facility is inadequate, and the department's ability to respond to the community is limited.
When this police department was originally designed and built, it was built in a different era. The era that it was built in was pretty simple. There was officers with minimum communication equipment and minimum equipment that they had to take to the field. law enforcement's changed. It's computerized. The officers go to the field with a large amount of equipment and highly technical equipment. To support the equipment for the officers in the field, the building has to have main computer systems, the communication systems, capacity to charge all the systems up that we need to use, and the fact that we have to continue operating under all conditions, whether it's an earthquake, whether it's a fire or natural disaster. The people come to the police department for emergency services. When everything else has gone down, we have to continue to function.
Public safety is a top priority. Part of that is ensuring the community has a place to go in the event of a major disaster. If your home were destroyed by a fire or earthquake, where would you go for information, food, shelter, or medical supplies? Our community centers are obvious facilities. However, they are too small to accommodate our population of 57,000. Significant upgrades are needed to ensure our community has access to emergency services when and where it's needed.
This is the Terra Linda Community Center. We have a variety of programs here from children all the way as young as 1 year of age to our senior citizens. In the event of an emergency, our facility would only be able to accommodate 32 people out of the thousands of people that live in the northern San Rafael, Terra Linda area. As you can see by the bathhouse down at the pool, the showers facility is falling apart. There's major repair work that needs to be done, and again would not be able to accommodate the amount of users that we would need if an emergency were to happen in this area.
Well, welcome to the San Rafael Community Center, which is located in downtown San Rafael. The programs that are held in this facility ranges from numerous recreational programs for children from infancy all the way up to senior citizens. The needs from the public have continued over the past 33 years since this building has been open, that we continue to keep it viable as an emergency operations center for the city. Due to the largeness of this building, it would be apropos for people to want to come here to get help, seek assistance medically, and for housing while a disaster is going on in San Rafael. It's an ongoing issue with the city to keep this building viable and desirable for continued use by the residents of San Rafael.
The San Rafael Library is a cherished community landmark. Meeting the needs of the community in its current space is difficult. For each new book added, one must be removed. More computers and quiet reading space is needed. The building is not seismically sound. If it were destroyed in an earthquake, it could never be replaced, and we would lose an important historic landmark.
Well, we're standing in the Carnegie Library that was built in 1909, opened in 1909 to the public here in San Rafael when we had about 5,000 people in San Rafael. It was a great library at the time. It was 5,000 square feet. It served the population quite adequately. Over the intervening 100 years, we've grown to a population of around 55,000. And we're still in the same building, although it's been added to twice. It's 3 times as big as it was in 1909, but it's still about 1/3 the size it needs to be for a city the size of San Rafael in order to have an adequate size collection, enough places for people to sit, adequate places for people to use computer resources, people be able to check books out and return them.
Well, we're in the children's room of the San Rafael Public Library. We serve children from birth through grade 8, and if you want to take a quick look up, you might guess what this original facility was, which was a parking garage. And so when they did a remodel in the 60s, they put walls around it and it became the children's room. Even though we have our own space, we are really starting to feel squeezed.
So we're looking at wanting to expand to about 40 to 45,000 square feet. At the time the building was built, it cost $25,000. The latest estimate we've had for what it would cost today in 2008, 2009 dollars is about $30 million. So we're looking at a real strong need, and then we'd be able to provide even better library service to the people of San Rafael.
Viable, modern, and seismically sound facilities are necessary to ensure the safety and well-being of the community. For critical facilities to remain operational in an emergency, they must be upgraded to meet modern seismic and technological standards San Rafael continues to change and grow. Redeveloping our most critical facilities is necessary to ensure that the current and future needs of the community are met.